Men, we have to work. I cannot hear that I'm broke and then you're only working 40 hours a week. That does not compute with me. You gotta work. You gotta work and you're getting paid for the hours, you know. Here's the thing, this thing to start correct themselves. Once a man puts himself in a position where his head's a little bit on straight, and it does not have to be perfect. You can't wait till this is perfect. You gotta do all these things at the same time.
Sue wrote that in every battle is won or lost before it is ever fought. And basically what he meant was something is going on in the mind, the strategy itself, that is either right or wrong. And by the time you arrive for battle, you've either won or you've either lost. But the battle he's referring to is the battle in your mind. If your mind is filled with all kinds of ideas from the past, if you repeat the same formulas that you've used again and again, you have already lost the war. If, on the other hand, you try this other approach and you ground yourself in this idea of do not fight the last war, which I maintain is the foundation of all solid strategic thinking, you have already won the war before it even happens. This notion that I find so annoying that so many people have, that success and power in life is dependent on something like genetics. Like some people are born with a larger brain, or they have wealthy parents who are able to send them to the right school, or it's all a matter of luck. What really makes people successful and powerful in life, and it's not just me saying this, I read hundreds of books on the subject, what makes people successful is their degree of motivation. Okay, I could repeat it 100 times, but it's true every time I say it. When you are motivated, when you feel yourself emotionally engaged in the subject, you learn faster. You learn what could take somebody 10 years to learn, you can learn in 2 years. When you feel emotionally engaged with something, you're able to push past all the obstacles.
That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you're greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. And ladies and gentlemen, I started working on my dream, and most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I didn't. One is because of fear, the fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable.
Find something that excites you, because that's what motivates you. The best thing to do is to find a career that excites you, in which everything will motivate you. You need to learn more, and you need to get better and better and better because you love it. So love and excitement and energy are all parts of motivation.
You're responsible for the things that happen in your life. You're the agent of what is good and what is bad. And when something bad happens to you, your natural tendency will be to look out in the world and blame this person, blame your mother, your father, your wife, your boss. But in fact, there's always a kernel of yourself that is to blame for what happened. And so the process that's involved that I talk about in the book is you look at yourself and you examine how perhaps something you did, something you said, something in your planning was wrong, and that was what caused this problem. And that should be a liberating thing, because what that means is you have power. You're not dependent on mommy or daddy or boss or whomever to please you, to bring you what you want. You are the one responsible.
You go into the 0.0001%, you're talking about a handful of guys that want that. Constant stress, constant problems. Again, like, you can get to a point where you can make $1 million a year and live comfortably and not be stressed out all the time. I always tell people this also, when it comes to money, you should change your mindset. This is not a 6-month game or a year game. This is a decade game. I've been at it for 12 years. I started my first, that's what I'm saying, I'm not a superhero, but I'm okay with that. Whereas most people aren't okay with that. I mean, bro, go on social media right now. Most people are complaining over a 40-hour work week because that's too much work. Right? They want that work-life balance. I don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in making so much damn money that then I can do whatever the hell I want. Right? That's my balance. That's my sanity. I can go into any vacation I want. I can buy whatever the hell I want. That's my balance.
Let's waste no more time.
you done wasted enough time. Because when you're in pursuit of perfection, all your moves should be premeditated. Don't let nothing surprise you. Anticipate it. You gotta put thought into this shit, nigga, if you wanna reach greatness, you know what I mean? If you wanna do something special, if you wanna do something unique, or you could go out there blindfolded like 99% of these motherfuckers do and just wish or hope they get lucky. Fuck luck, ain't no luck, you know what I'm saying? All muscle.
A comfort that I don't have. I don't feel comfortable unless I know I went above and beyond with my preparation. The things that possibly could happen, if I ain't take real steps to prevent those things, I'm not comfortable. I can't walk around, charismatic and happy. Nah, I gotta make sure, we setting up some type of wealth, because we might have a little bag right now, but we know a lot of people had a bag right now, and they ended up bad.
If you are going toward what the vision look like, and that's like greatness, that's, on multiple levels. Mm-hmm. That's the vision that I'm working toward. So I'm like, I just think about that, like this shit ain't supposed to feel, comfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to stretch you. It's supposed to be a burden to a degree. And you gotta, wrap your mind around that and accept it and embrace it. And you catch some wisdom off of that. You know what I mean? Get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
But we expect that we can hold ourselves accountable and we don't even know what our own expectations are for ourselves? That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah.
So you need to write down what the mission is so that you can follow the guidelines and hold yourself accountable to what you're supposed to do. Make sure that whatever you're trying to do is actually achievable. If you tell me that you want to be in the NBA, that's probably not achievable. Mm-hmm. But if you say, hey, I want to play basketball 5 days a week because I enjoy it and it's going to get me in shape, and I want to say, I want to be on the freaking beer league, and I'm going to play 5 times a week, and I'm going to try and score this many points, right? Like, as a matter of fact, this whole, the whole like SMART thing when it comes to goals. There's an acronym that's very common. People talk about, you make your goals SMART, and it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Meaning you have this much time to get it done. And there's a reason that acronym exists, because it's telling you to write down the goal and doctrinalize it, codify it, quantify it. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I am going to do. That's step number 1. That's failure number 1. Failure number 1 is people don't write down exactly what it is they are trying to do. Failure number 1. Failure number 2 is they don't come up with any kind of plan. You know what it is you're trying to, where it is you're trying to go, but you don't know how to get there. You have to figure out what tactical moves you are going to make in order to reach your achievement, your strategic goal. And I'm going to go ahead and say, get out a piece of paper again and write these things down. What am I going to do tomorrow specifically so I can move towards this goal? Don't try and do everything at once. You need to take smaller steps. You need to move in an incremental way to achieve anything worthwhile.
Why most people don't want to do that, build that willpower, is because it is scary. It unlocks a whole bunch of things about who you are and who you're not. And a lot of people don't want to go down that journey to discover who they are and who they're not. Because it's not a pretty journey. I mean, I've gone down it. It's not like I went down it once. I go down it all the time. And when you unlock that, and you can't just turn it off. Like people say, hey, well, how come you haven't retired yet? I built all this willpower. Do you think it's gonna let me just retire because my knees hurt? It's telling me every morning, I wake up like, man, my knees hurt, my legs hurt, my body hurts, but you can still run. So why aren't you running? If you can still run, there'll be a time when you can't lace them up anymore, but you can still run.